that's the name of the game. Keep running, keep striving, maintain the same hunger, that fire, that burning desire. In this long run, I'm reaching higher, live long run, yeah, a long game. Through the struggle, through the pain, I keep my eyes on the prize, never lose sight. In this marathon of life, I'm running through the night.
Oh, I have a smile on my face. I have a smile on my face. Yes, I do. I have a smile on my face. Can somebody tell me what time it is? Hey, where you at, Steven? Can you tell me what time it is? Where you at, Latoya? Can you tell me what time it is? Good morning, Nick. Can somebody tell me what time it is? Can somebody in the chat? Good morning, Gwen. Can somebody tell me what time it is? How many more days we got? 60. Gosh, woo. Hot dog, man. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle, don't bring up them Steelers. Don't kill my vibe yet. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. I'm going to put you in timeout. I'm going to put you in timeout. That's right. We got to put that belt to the 60 days, Florida State. I don't know if you hear us coming. I don't know if you hear us coming, Florida State. I don't know if you hear us coming. But we coming, Florida State. We coming for you. We coming for you. Good morning, Latoya. Roll Tide. Good morning, Michelle. Roll Tide to you. Good morning, Nick Harden. Roll Tide. Good morning. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Larry Large, Double L. Good morning, Roll Tide. Roll Tide to you. Where's Stephen Hicks at? Good morning, Gwen. Roll Tide. I told you I was going to make a Tide fan out of you yet. Stephen Hicks, let me tell you something. You know why else I'm smiling? Let me tell you another reason why I'm smiling too, Michelle. Here's the other reason I'm smiling. Double L, let me tell you why I'm smiling. I'm tell you something else why I'm smiling. Didn't a certain somebody say that nobody will want to play for Bama? I know that this sounds like a broken record from yesterday, but y'all just indulge me for a few minutes. Y'all just indulge me for a few minutes. Didn't a couple of folks say that when Nick Saban retired, nobody will want to play for Alabama? Nobody will want to recruit the South. Nobody will recruit the South like Nick Saban. I mean, the Alabama is on fire. Didn't we hear that? Didn't we hear that? Come on, chat. Let's chat it up this morning. Let's chop it up in a different way today. Didn't we hear that? Didn't we hear it? Come on, chat. Didn't we hear that? Didn't all the naysayers say that Alabama was burning? Tuscaloosa is on fire. But these just wasn't bandwagon fans, Nick. These were pure D haters of Bama. Yeah, we got some bandwagon fans that's talking that smack this morning. They talking a whole lot of smack. They talking. They still talking. That bandwagon stuff, but it's going to soon fade off. But didn't we hear some haters say, I'm going to be honest with you, some of these bandwagon fans are no more than just haters in disguise. That's what they are. They're haters in disguise. Let's just go on and call it a spade right there. Some of these bandwagon fans are just haters in disguise. Latoya, Steven, Nick, if the white comes on, and I told him now, I said, he showed me something last night. And I said, Latoya would just almost would be giddy. Steven and Nick, he designed something. If he comes on and show this, I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all like it. Man, I got a good producer, man. That dude is the business. I'm just saying, I say what you want to. You know, he's the business. I'm serious. He showed me something. He showed me this last night. I said, show it to him. I said, they would love this here and everything. But you know, I can't go to Georgia and Bama. You know, I can't. I really can't because I'm ministry stuff, Nick. Ministry stuff. I can't. So, but man, but Dwight got something that good Lord, Latoya, Michelle, it puts you in the mind of something. I'm gonna say it on this wise. I'm gonna kill my own vibe, but it's not meant to. It will put you in the mind of something that you would see in an old Pittsburgh Steelers t-shirt. Let me just leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Dwight came through. Come on, yeah. I don't know where. Now he might be working this morning. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm already getting. That's what Latoya says. Yo, let me see something here. Let me see something. Hold up. Hold up. He won't mind me doing it. Mhm. If y'all can see that, what you think about that, Latoya, Nick, Steven? What y'all think about that? Let me lean it back just a little bit. What you think about that? What you got? How you like that? How you like that, Latoya? Can you see it? If he comes on, you can get a better look at it. Now, Nick is offering somebody to go to Alabama, Georgia with him. Oh, I knew you would. I knew you would, Latoya. You see that? Great one. Man, if he comes in, you're gonna see how he did that, man. You know how he did that. Good morning to everybody. I know it's hard to see, Steven. I know it is, but if the white comes in, he can pull that up and because he's on the back, in the back, back area back there and everything. But it's there. But yeah, it looks good, bro. It looks good. But I told you all that there are a lot of different things that you all say, that we all say as a group, man. That's t-shirt worthy stuff. It really is. It's t-shirt worthy stuff. But back to my rant right quick. Back to my rant. Let me see, because I'm waiting on somebody. I hope they come on. Let me tell you something. But back to what we talking about. Didn't someone say, y'all? Didn't someone say? A few folks get on there on national media and say Bama was burning, nobody want to play for him anymore. Ain't that right? Double L, didn't they say that? I mean, a lot of people said that and everything. Well, can somebody tell me what happened? Did we get another commit last night? Didn't we get another commit last night? Did we get another commit last night? I just need somebody to tell me. Somebody please, please tell me. Somebody please tell me. Didn't we get another commit last night? What's that dude's name? Uh-huh. Yeah. What's that guy's name? Yep. Uh-huh. We sure did. Tell him Double L. Yep. We sure did. We got another commit last night. Yes, we did. Uh-huh. There ain't nobody still, you know what? Talking about ain't nobody gonna want to play. Uh 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 I'm about to say Paul Feinbaum. Ain't nobody gonna want to play Kalen DeBoer. Ain't nobody gonna want to play. Yeah, I hear you. Hey Steven, I'm telling you, you need to get one that says Bama is still Bama. I'm telling you now, Bama is still Bama. To all of the talk, you know what? Let me message. Let me message Ryan Fowler right now. Let me message Ryan Fowler right now. I'm about to message him, and tell him, that Bama is still this needs to be on a t-shirt. Let me see. Here we go. No, wait a minute. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, here we go. Hey, good morning, my friend. Hey, this is Piano Man. Hey, listen, I have, I'm doing this live, so be nice when you get this message. But sir, you need to talk to the talking heads. Got some folks in here that needs to get some t-shirts made, and they got some nice slogans on them, like "You don't want Bama, Bama is still Bama," and all that good stuff. And then I like the wall of hell no. So Ryan, if you can just talk to your friends at over there, whoever in charge of custom making t-shirts, that's 3 right there, and I guarantee you they'll sell. All right, roll tide, my friend. Yeah, I just sent that to him. Yeah. Now, Nick, I'm telling you now, Latoya go. I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't. I can't do it. And everything. But I'm gonna have the best seat in the house. I'm gonna have the best seat in the house. Uh-oh. Latoya firing them shots this morning. Latoya firing shots. Latoya firing shots. Now, y'all, I don't have a script because I ran out of ink in my printer, and I was right out there by Office Depot yesterday. My sister and I, hey man, and we forgot all about it, but I'm gonna get some today. But today we're just going off, and everything. But yeah, I love that too. Even after we beat LSU, we'll get a shirt that says, who else wants some of the board? There it is. I'm telling you, that's it. Hey y'all, look, my brother's back on. I'm bringing my brother to the stage. I'm bringing my brother. I'm bringing the wise one himself. What's up, Coach Al? Good morning.
Yeah, man. Morning to you, brother. Top of the morning to you, lad.
Yes, sir. It's good to be. Look, in the words of J. Anthony Brown, it's good to be seen.
You got that right. Better than being viewed.
Man, listen. If you view me, that means it's over.
We got a problem, don't we, man?
We got Houston. Matter of fact, Earth has a problem.
Earth has a problem. That's right.
Earth has a problem. Yeah, her piano man is just being viewed. The GM is here. Good morning, Bino. But listen, Coach Al has something for us, chat, and I would that you would give us a listen. And I mean, I read it, and Coach Al, let me tell you something. I'm a speed reader, but I had to go back and read that twice to make sure I was reading this right. And brother, take it away, Coach Al, everybody.
Man, appreciate. Hey, piano man, let me tell you something to everybody. This brother right here is such a gracious man. I mean, in the way it was created to be at the beginning, this man represents that with his life, not what he talks about, just with his life. So I'm always privileged to be in the company of greatness and presence, and so I'm humble that you even allowed me to even come on, man, and share with you guys. But I appreciate it. I'm just letting you know, appreciate it. But this morning, I got to think about something here, man.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of times when I think about stuff, I write it down. I journal a lot. Okay. Because you never know where you walk in this life, where you are, and you should put that on paper so you can go back to a point of reference, so you can have added perspective to your life. To that point about the Alabama universe, we're starting to see some signs of it around.
Mm-hmm.
You start to see people gain some insight. Those who are in the know. KB had a show on last night. He touched on. Feinbaum wrote an article on it. So prior to knowing all of that, this came to me. So I'll read it. I'll just read it. It's an article I want to produce, but I'm going to read it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. A familiar theme is starting to reemerge in Tuscaloosa on the recruiting trail and football scene. Bama is playing chess again while everyone is playing checkers. What am I saying? As Saban was known for the infamous process, what is starting to reveal itself in Tuscaloosa is the process 2.0, the culture, etc., whatever you want to name it. In either form, it's the ability to command the respect of this generation of football players and coaches to buy into a system that produces awesomeness. The mastermind behind this emerging phenomenon is DeBoer. DeBoer has very similar leadership and visionary traits as Saban, but in a much different style. In a very short time, DeBoer has flipped the culture in the Alabama football program from top to bottom, and the buy-in is complete and is noticeable by this simple fact: zero transfers into the portal this past spring. Yeah, you heard it right. Zero. What's even more telling is the formulation of a system that officially manages the new financial landscape of college football and the ability to build a sustainable roster that produces wins and championship caliber play on the field. A winning formula is never top heavy with one ingredient: It is a total chemistry and balance that makes the formula unique and very special to the chemist that develops it. Many coaches who work for the GOAT attempted to replicate this process and failed miserably to sustain it long term. Not because they weren't smart enough, but what they lacked was the basic foundation of the underlying chemistry. Saban and now DeBoer were shrewd enough to recognize that you don't create a great program from a program that has never known sustained greatness. Instead, you embrace a program with a brand for greatness and put your twist, your stamp, etc., whatever you want to call it. You put it on it. The process, if you will, freaking brilliant. That's freaking brilliant. You know, and oh, by the way, win championships along the way to legitimize the process or unique and not as the process is unique and novel. What remains for the board is to continue his winning ways prior to coming to Bama. And if I'm right, he will do more than just win at Bama. He would continue to do what all the great coaches have done of all time, and that is to inspire greatness in others to accomplish great things. So to put a bow on this article, no program is complete without its mantra that is synonymous with the output and product that it produces. So given that, let's tag this new version of the Boys Bama's hashtag the culture. Roll Tide.
Man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That when I read that this morning, and I don't know if y'all how much of that you all caught in the chat, but you know that's important because Coach Al, I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
In this culture, in this new way of doing things, it's actually, I would call it a adding on to a already successful structure.
That's right.
Now, no building, no company, no industry, all of them take their hits in one way or another. They take them, but it never stops them from being who they are.
That's
Uh, GM is still GM, even if the stock goes down to way down, it still doesn't take away from them being GM or Ford or uh, any of the rest. You know what I'm trying to say? That just because we went 9-4 last year, that does not stop Alabama from being Alabama. And that's
right.
what you're saying in that article.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
would that you would let me see. Because it's one part and I want you to address. I really like. Here we go. When you talked about the culture or whatever you want to name it, in either form, is the ability to command the respect of this generation.
Generation.
I need you to sort of talk about that because you and I are in the same age category right there. You know,
Right.
a couple of years there, here or there. But talk about the, I guess I could call it generational thinking.
I can do that. Yes.
Because I'm going to say something, and a lot of people would disagree, but I know I believe what I'm about to say is the truth. Part of the reason I believe that Coach Saban I'm not going to say he had to retire, but he retired is because the generation that he came up under, that generation of thinking is not there as a whole or in its totality of things. You got a different mode of thinking, whereas that particular way of thinking where we came along, that's gone. That's gone out the window. So when you talk about the respect of this generation, how does Coach DeBoer command that respect? How does that work?
Well, the board, first of all, you any coach has to have his own philosophy. Okay, that's what establishes his foundation to get buy-in across the board because a philosophy that's thought through and tried and true You could look at it from every, it's like a diamond. You could look at it from every angle and it's still going to fasten. It's going to reflect light, but it's still going to be a
Uh-huh.
diamond. All right. And so when I say I was very intentional when I wrote this, uh, say this generation, because we can look back at the greatness of anybody. Let's take Tiger Woods, for instance. Okay. Greatness is defined by the uniqueness of what it establishes in its time frame. Prior to Tiger, you had Jack Nicklaus as a standard. Okay. Well, Tiger came along and broke the mold on that. All right. Let's look at, so we're talking about Alabama football. Let's go back and look at Bear. Bear transitioned a segregated SEC into an integrated SEC and built a powerhouse. Bear flipped and said, okay, I'm going to take a chance on the wishbone and run the wishbone. There was the veer before the wishbone, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
win championships. Bear was able to relate to black players at a time that was very unique for that time, set them apart. Saban, fast forward to Saban, he was able to connect with players and get them to buy into his way of doing things, that Bama standard kind of thing, that tough brand, that tough guy brand, tough coaching, hard coaching. And now we had DeBoer. DeBoer in a short period of time, you can see his spin on how he communicates. Okay. How he's in stark contrast to the personality of Saban, but very effective. Okay. So now he had everybody doesn't have this skill. So what we're witnessing here potentially is another very unique person at the capstone. You had Bear, you had Saban. Now this guy here, man, is starting to exhibit some of those same traits and characteristics that we look for in players. You hear that word tossed around all the time. Guy got great character, great traits. Well, you're looking at what the building blocks are. Okay, piano man, you're a musician, right?
Right.
And and let's take it back a step further. In Ecclesiastes, it says nothing new is under the sun. It's already been
Exactly.
done. Okay, it's just a new spin on things. All right. So in the music vein, I mean, people are still running James Brown's tracks. You know, I mean, people still pattern their guitar style off Wes Montgomery, and Miles Davis and those guys, and spinning and packaging something different. It's still the same thing, but the basic underlying foundation was there to start with. If you go to a paint store and you say, I want this color, they're gonna start with a base paint. They're not gonna create that out of scratch. They start from something that's already established that works, and they add a little twist, a little swirl on it. So when I say generation, it takes a generational visionary to handle generational talent. And I'm just saying, I'm just trying to frame for us that maybe we're starting to see a guy emerge that's starting to put his spin on the basic underlying chemistry at Bama. Bama is the same. Bama won, just like KB said last night. Bama had championship before Saban. Bama had championship before Bear Bryant. Bama ain't going nowhere, but they didn't start from scratch. So that's what I mean by generational. This generational player takes a different coach to communicate his style. So he's flipped the style in the building, top to bottom, say, everybody, this is where we're going to float, just like Saban did. Everybody had to buy into that process for it to be effective. Because when a kid comes into the building with his parent, with his uncle, with his grandfather, with his mentor, with his coach, hey, look it, they gonna see that building different from what that kid see. And if they don't see a solid thing top to bottom, a monogamous, a homogenous process, they're gonna say it's got a kink in it.
Right.
Saban showed you this, but we saw this when we were there. That's why Saban was demanding that everybody from top to bottom buy into the process. What we're seeing here in this new landscape of college football with money involved and
Yeah.
greed and all that stuff, Bama's able to do that. We're starting to see that because um, if you look at Coach K, Dean Smith, uh, uh, Popovich out of San Antonio, they keep rolling players through into their system. And by themselves, they would go somewhere else and flop. But in that system, they would thrive. So he didn't always get the studs, like I said in the article. A chemistry is not biased top heavy. It's a balance of everything, the formulation that makes it unique in its application. Okay. That's all I'm saying when I say this generation. He is the right formulation for this generation to communicate coaches, players, parents, and in his building say, hey, look, this is what we're gonna do. This is how it's gonna look. No matter how fast that you turn it, this is the aroma. It's gonna give off like bread. You smell bread, good bread, long time before you taste it. And if it smells as good as it tastes, you got something.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I like the way that you likened it with the music, because one of the things that I didn't tell you this, Coach Albert, about a year or so ago, I had sat down at the board and I just began to tinker around with with a few chords and some runs
Yeah,
and everything, and
yeah.
put a little song together, and it
Mhm.
almost is in the form of like a jingle, if you will. And so I let another musician hear it. I said, "Tell me what you think I need to add to this," and I got it to him and everything, and I'm gonna show you what you're saying is true, and related to sports. And when he listened to it, he called me back immediately, and he said, "Wendell, you need to get this song copyrighted like right now,
Yeah,
like get it copyrighted, uh, because," he said, "I'm about to say something to you," and I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Nothing is wrong. It is what's right with it." He said, "Your mute." He said, "That style of what you brought in goes back to something that you would listen to at an old game show. It has is it a Dave Baker? I think that was the name he used. I can't remember but it was an old, it's like you step back in time and
yeah,
you pull this up and put a new spin on an old style."
that's right.
I think that's what's happening with what we got going now, is that
Right.
you're putting a new spin on an old style of something. You're bringing it like I'm going to say this. You still need a Coach Saban around, yes, but a lot for but for this time, it's almost like pastoring a church. Uh, when mentalities change, or things like that, when things begin to change, you got to understand when the shift has occurred,
Yeah.
and a shift has occurred at Bama. But in all actuality, Coach Allen, you're a coach. You know this. In my opinion, from where I'm sitting, the shift for Bama actually happened in 2020, because certain things started happening, and the chips, the championship games were there. Yep, we went in SEC, sure we were, and all that good stuff. But to go over to that next level, we just weren't doing it, and things were changing, because as I began to look at other teams, Coach Al, there were some things that they were doing that we would.
Yeah.
I went back and looked at, who was I looking at? I watched SMU and Pittsburgh play the other night. I watched the old clip of this. I watched our former quarterback, Eli Holstein, at Pittsburgh. These guys, where you used to get these big burly dudes on the line, nobody was like that. Now you
Right.
can say that's an SEC thing versus an ACC thing, but then I began to watch somebody else. That big, burly, tight, Bluto. If you're not a Popeye fan,
Mhm.
you don't have no idea who I'm talking about. That big Bluto, Brutus type person. I
Right.
watched 3 games and nobody had a Bluto on their team.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody. These
Yeah.
guys were
Yeah.
slender. I mean, they were big and they were cut, but they wasn't fat. They wasn't
Right.
this.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
see that's how, so when you're talking about generational from just that angle, for me, it's like
Mhm.
the way that you approach the game now is different. And so, like what you said, there's a lot of factors. So I agree with what you're saying, Coach Al, in the article, in your assessment there, what you're saying, uh, ability to command the respect of this generation of football players and coaches to buy into a system that produces awesomeness. All right. Now, other part about that, because I'm gonna read you something. No sooner than you sent this to me, something else popped up on my screen, and you kind of alluded to it. Is the thing about Coach DeBoer? What kind of personality does he have? You know,
Yeah. Well, You know, Coach DeBoer reminds me of a really good friend of mine. This guy here played pro ball, and he went on to post NFL career to establish himself as a high ranking official in Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And when I see DeBoer talk, I see my friend, same delivery, the same very smooth, unflappable, easygoing, easy to take, not abrasive, you know, but tough. You know, don't get DeBoer wrong. He's not a pushover. Just because he's not yelling and screaming and veins popping out of his neck. That's not his style. That's not who he is. But I bet you get him in a meeting room, you get him on a whiteboard with a clicker, he gonna nail your butt to the, what if if you're not on top of your stuff and you execute to perfection. This guy demands precision. You talk about Eli Holstein and the offensive line that he had. J.C. Latham, our own J.C. Latham. You go and look up the article. J.C. is going to play at about 315 this year. It's where he wants to play. Okay. And we knew when J.C. was at Alabama, he was saying, Saban was saying, if you could play at 345, you're good. You can handle it. But what he found out when he got to the league was that he needed to play much faster.
You good, man?
Okay. So JC is he has reshaped his body to play at 315, 320 this year, so he can adapt to the game. So adaptation is key to survival, right?
Right.
If you don't adapt, you don't survive, baby. That's the bottom line. Okay. So that's what DeBoer is actually doing. He's adapting and morphing, and we're really seeing this, especially here's a wild card to the whole thing. Is the financial landscape of college football is never anything. That's what drove Saban out of it, because you said it was a generational shift. And Saban had this kind of nexus thing going on which ushered him out, I think. This was because one, his staffs were severely poached every year, where he couldn't sustain the continuity and talent at the coaching level to relate his style to the players to actuate what he wanted on the field. I mean, let's look at the defense, so to speak. When we started to lose after Kirby left, the decline in the defense was noticeable because he never could hire a guy that could buy in the way he wanted to play defense and then execute that consistently. All right. And we know the guy that was there, he's at Ole Miss now, Pete Golden.
Right.
Pete Golden is a good defensive coordinator, but I dare say we lost 2 championships that we could have won because of Nick Golden, or because of Golden. Pete, I'm not throwing shade at Pete Golden. It's just the fact that he would absolutely make the wrong defensive call at the wrong time. We were at LSU, man, and we had one defensive lineman on the field and how many linebackers, and they just ran the ball down. He was still trying to do this thing and play these games, man, versus dominating the line of scrimmage. So styles and context and spilling the game is huge. And I think you're right, Piano Man, in your assessment that we started to slide and we started doing things differently. Yeah, on the defensive side of the ball too. We lost that edge, we lost that toughness, and Pete he's good. Don't get me wrong, I ain't throwing shade at Pete, but he wasn't effective, and the Saban staff just got poached and poached and poached and poached. He finally said, "I can't do it all. I can't sustain this ship and manage the landscape and change it with the finances and the players and the generational expectations from this new player. I'm out." It was a nexus.
It was man. It was sad. It was hurting to watch sometimes. But anyway, look who's enjoying this, Coach Al. Man,
hey,
he brought some company with him.
Got a player with him.
What's up, Coach Carl?
Piano. What's going on, Piano Man? This is my defensive end. His name is Amir Eden. He's gonna be one of those future top recruits y'all hear about real soon. He underrated senior right now.
Underrated. All right,
underrated senior right now.
Hey man, we finna rate you, brother. Good morning, everybody. Right. Good morning, young buck. How you doing?
Good. What about you?
Hey man, I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. You know how it go. You know what hey youngster, you know what the business is. I ain't got to tell you. Coach Carl, man, we talking about the what Coach Al wrote. I don't know if you had a chance to read it or not. and everything. But we're talking about this culture 2.0, what we've seen emerge. You've had a chance to witness some things without going into detail uh, at Alabama. And I mean in a kind of sort of way, Coach. You've told us that in no uncertain term, it's going to be okay. While I know you're driving, all that good stuff, and I don't want you to hurt that. Look, I don't want you to hurt that young man over there, because that dude, I need to get his autograph so I can say I remember when.
Hey,
Coach,
I'm gonna let him tell you about the coach of Alabama. He can tell you about the coach of Alabama because he was up there too. Tell him about the coach of Alabama.
What you want to know?
Now say that again, sir.
I said, what you want to know?
What you know?
Just tell me what you know. What did you see? What's your assessment? Tell me what you think.
I saw. Well, when I went up there, I saw that it's better than last year. The defense. I don't know what they had going on last year, man. I don't know what they had going on last year, but this year, since they ain't got Campbell, they really understanding more on how to play players and fit players what they supposed to be.
Okay. So, I like what you said, understanding. They're understanding it more and playing with that understanding or going in with that understanding. It really does affect your play. And a lot of people say, well, they should get it, and that's coaching, but if they don't understand it, you'll have some problems there, but Coach Carl.
What type
Amir.
What type of keys you picked up on them when you was at Alabama?
They moved. They finally. That was a good way they moved that Mabakwe, the 5-star corner. They moved him to receiver. So they're probably their best option because they low on receiver chart right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Amir, let me ask you a question.
Sir.
All right. I'm not talking about the coaches right now. I'm talking about the players, the guys your age. When y'all be on the sideline away from everybody, you don't have to put nothing out there that you don't want to put out there. But I just know from personal experience, when we play, we talk to each other, and we know what we getting from the coaches, whether or not we buying into that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
do you get a vibe like that when you walk around the field? You're not with your coaches, you with your boys.
Yes, sir.
Y'all talking, y'all hear the players talking. What's the players on that level? What are they feeling? You understand?
When I went to Alabama, the players were way more connected with each other. Like on the sideline, they was really helping each other out, more understanding on what's going on with people. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man, right there. It's about team, right? You and your boys, y'all down. Can you dig? Come on, man, y'all in the huddle. Everybody tired. Everybody tired, but y'all know y'all want to win, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's how they was, especially the D line, especially the D line. They was just like that. They was like, "Come on, man, we got to keep going." I can say I went to two different practices. I went to Mississippi State one and didn't see what I saw at Alabama.
Okay, right. So did you want to get on the field with them right then?
Yeah, I want to get on the field right then. How hype it was and how they like just feel each other. I liked it.
Yeah, that's a vibe, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's a vibe right there. Yeah. I can live with that. I can live with that. I really can. But and let me ask you this: how were the coaches responding to the players like that? How were the coaches what was the coaches' response to it?
It was more like a player-led team. The coaches will get on you when you're doing very bad, but the players basically stepped up and were like, come on, man, before the coaches even said something.
Okay, we got a question from the chat. This is the governor. The governor asks, "Are they willing to run through a brick wall for each other this year?"
I can say in my eyes, yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I'm
See,
gonna tell you what.
it better piano coming from a talent than it coming from the coach. Cause see, I
Yeah.
can tell you what I saw, but he can tell you more intel on how he felt about it. See,
Uh-huh.
by him being the senior getting ready to head to college next year, it's a like you said, it was a coaching change. He wanted to go in there and get on the field right there.
Yeah.
So we're
And,
gonna have to
and
we're gonna have to pull her down. Shout out to Freddie, man, and get Freddie to go and bring him in on an official visit.
well,
Whether
you
they
know
hire
what?
him or whether they offer him or not, we're going to put a shout out to Freddie, get Freddie, bring him on in.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Let's put it on out there. Cause anytime,
Go ahead.
listen,
Tell
that's
him
what's
what your name is, man, before you leave.
My name is Amir East. I play defense end for Bama.
all
Class
right, bro.
2017.
Amir, man, we thank you for stopping. But check this out. We gonna have you back
Yes,
on here,
sir.
young buck. We gonna have you back on here, and you gonna sit down, and we gonna talk a whole hour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You gonna be the star of the show that day.
All right.
I love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
All right, I just had to drop him off, so I wanted y'all to see. He can tell y'all more about the players, perspective of their culture, man. The culture in Alabama is different. Like he said, man, like when we were there, that's why I was telling you, like when we got to Tuscaloosa, it wasn't the same old Tuscaloosa anymore, man. It's not a
Uh-huh.
Nick Saban Tuscaloosa anymore. It was the Tuscaloosa that remember when Dante Hightower and Rolando McClain were running that locker room, how
Right.
everything was flowing so damn smooth, and you know how we was talking about when you make a mistake on the field and the players will come out there and jack you up and be on the sideline about to fight each other because they were so connected and they were holding each other accountable.
Right.
That's the kind of Alabama you seeing now.
See, that's
I'm
what I
telling you,
want to
man,
see, Coach Carl. That's what I want
last
to
year,
see. That.
like I tell you, like Cam Coleman, right? He got burnt by Lazier Brook. Lazier Brook talking cash money, and then you hear the money he wasn't even practice, but he was like, "Don't worry about that. He gonna get you next time. Watch it. That shit scrap." Like he was like, "Man, that scrap. Watch it, watch it." And then you seen Dijon Lee. Dijon Lee said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get that lick back for you." Went out there and they play. Scrap looked right with you. Then he pushed him on the ground. Caleb Bull was so mad that he pushed him on the ground that he threw him out of practice. He like, I ain't going nowhere. You can't touch that nigga around here. That's a damn shame you can't touch two. Two gonna get roughed up. We might as well rough him up down. And Caleb Bull like, get back on the other side of defense. You go against that speed. And he got right back out there and he locked down Lafayette Brook. And they was just, I mean, they were talking cash money. Cam Coleman came back and said, I want my revenge. I want my revenge. Yeah, you gotta wait your turn. Like it was, I
Oh,
mean, it was fire. Like I'm telling you, like that practice there was all the change. Georgia Tech was good, like you said, but Mississippi State is nowhere near as intense as Alabama was.
right.
Alabama is uber intense. Like it was more intense I ever seen Bama ever. Like, I'm telling you, Bama more intense than some of the NFL practices I've been to.
Hey,
Bama
let me
was
See,
tell you something, Coach.
intense.
go
Let me
ahead,
tell you
Coach.
something. Let me tell you something like that. We're talking about competing right now, and when we compete, we don't care if there's 70,000 people in the stand or nobody in the stand. Coach, if I'm looking you across the eye, man, and you beat my face in and I ain't feeling that, guess what? I don't care who around, man. I want some get back. Now, when we get that kind of intensity on the field of practice, man, that's why I asked Amir the question. Let's divorce the coaches, man, because I had Kenyon Drake tell me one day before he went to Bama, because he was at the high school where I was coaching, that the players recruited him to Bama, not the coaches. Okay, they pulled him aside, so we don't need you. We can get guys like you all day unless you want to buy into this. Okay, but how we do things. He said that sold him right there. That's why I was asking Amir the question that I asked him. How you feeling about what you feeling with the players? And you just said it, Coach Carl. That's going to bring them much closer together because they pushing each other. They competing. When you got elite talent going against elite talent, it's just going to make you better, man. I don't care what nobody says. Okay?
Yeah,
A
he
B
gon'
said,
I mean, that competition up there, man, is ferocious. That's why I told y'all, well, on lives previous, like Bama
uh-huh.
is okay.
Yeah.
Bama will be okay. Bama is still Bama. it just Bama on a different perspective. Like it ain't that later years of Nick Saban 2020 Bama. It's that 20 dang. It's that 2008 in Bama when they first got there and they took their loss to Tim Tebow and they came back the next year with their vicious ass attitude where they were ready to kill everything. That's the Bama you seeing now. It's like when he say player led, it's player led. You can see Ty Simpson in there running. When Ty Simpson talking, everybody be quiet. Even when Keelan Russell was speaking, everybody being quiet. Quarterback talking, and nobody saying nothing on offense. When the defensive line was in the huddle, when Tim Keenan III was going in and he was acting all the right, everybody just patting him on the back corner. Now, man, we're gonna get at it. James Smith was sitting on the sideline. He didn't even practice. He was on the sideline going stupid. Get at it! You better get that fool, man! Boy, I swear that he beat you again his own round here. Like they were going in. Tim Keenan got beat. Boy, he went in on Tim Keenan. Like man, so he just kept making Tim Keenan go hard and kept man go hard. Jeremiah Beaner got dark on his face. And he jumped in his face. He was screaming, and he got back up and ran miles and bay through a wall. Saying like, so it's like these boys are. They so competitive right now, man. They fighting for spots for one. And they know if you take one play off, somebody coming in, they're gonna get 20 times harder than you go. So it's a whole different culture, man. I love it. I really do love it. I even like the fact that Kalen DeBoer don't say much. He just fuss. He let the coordinator do a job, and when the coordinator there had a play call and the coordinator get on, then he get on individually, 1-on-1. He beat them down 1-on-1. He tear their asses up. Then he send them back to the coordinator, let the coordinator build them back up. I mean, it's different. It ain't that laid back Kalen DeBoer that we saw last year, sitting on the sideline like he damn sucking on the blow pile, like he was scared to be in the SEC. He different. Like he ready to grind. And when I'm telling you he ready to grind, he ready to grind. And you can see it. You can see it in the players. You can see it in the damn swagger of the damn defensive coordinator. You can see it in the OC. Like Ryan Growers when he on the field. Ryan Growers standing on top of the booth up there, calling plays from the booth, just standing up there calling plays. And then as soon as he sees something wrong, he jump on the radio, calling out, get in the goddamn radio, and just get in the player's ass on the damn radio. Like it was different, man. I mean,
Coach,
it was different, very
I think
intense.
you kind of was peeking under the hood right there, okay, to the engine. But I guarantee you, when the boys in the media, they're gonna shut the hood down, and what you're gonna see is a nice shiny car.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna show you that because Coach, you know how practice go, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. What we do at practice, man.
Right.
You know, it's a lot different when we speaking to people in the media, man. You know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just said DeBoer who he is. Really, he's that dude.
No.
He ain't no flake. He ain't no snowflake. I can promise you that.
Right.
You don't
yeah.
get to be at his level
He ain't
of
gonna-
success.
And he's not melting under no pressure now.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
he's slowly establishing that thing, or his way.
This dude is 5-0
Oh, yeah.
against Dan Lannon, Sark, and Kirby. He's 5-0 against those guys. 5-0. That ain't no joke.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
And look here. If Kirby don't watch it this year, he's gonna be 6-0 against them. Georgia got so much pressure on them now to win this Bama game, man. Because if you see, man, the board just got the best player dang near from the state of Georgia yesterday, that 5-star linebacker. Okay, from right up here in Gainesville, Georgia, right? Probably an hour away from Athens. Okay, so Kirby's under the pressure, man. And he got Mike Bobo as the offensive coordinator going against this defense that you talking about. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I told my boys over here in Georgia that. They shaking in their freaking board. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like they're my defense end and my linebacker. They the same height, 6'2". He probably about 10 pounds heavier than my linebacker. Man, you look at them two kids there. You look at Quay Russaw, stand them two kids side by side. Now you take the Alabama stuff off and you stand Quay Russaw beside Christian Moore, you don't know who's who.
Wow.
Like they look just alike. They got dreads. They both got hair. They both the same exact size, same body type, same build, everything. Look just alike. Dark skinny. You couldn't tell them apart unless you see one with Alabama, one without it. Only way to tell them apart. When
Well, I'm
those
gonna
guys
take-
showed up, when those guys showed up on that campus, man, and they walked out on the field, the player was looking like, God damn, where you come from? And they were like, oh man, we visitors. Then they came out there and started getting them their visitor pass. But they thought them boys was damn walk-ons and shit, man. They big kids, and they was like damn. They thought them boys ready to come out there and perform, man. And they went out there, and because all those recruits were there, man, you could have seen the performance they put on for them recruits. Every time they seen a recruit on the sideline, they go out there and they make a big play on defense. They come back, they dabbing up the recruits, they down jumping up that chest bumping and back bumping the recruits. Man, that atmosphere is off the chain. When I say it's off the chain, it's off the chain. When you go to Bama now, Coach Al, you know about it. When you play football, when you coach football on the sideline, you know when you got a team that contending for a championship by the way they move in practice. And the way these kids move in practice, if they don't win the championship this year, they gonna feel like it's a letdown. They gonna feel like it's a bust. Cause they coming out there with that attitude, with that swagger, with that mentality, and the championship a bust to them.
Yeah.
Well, JB said it here. I've been holding this in the check because I'm in total agreement. It hits different when it comes from guys outside of Bama players. When your peers are looking at you in a kind of sort of way, what do they say? And what Amir was saying, man, it make me want to get out there and go suit up for him and say, put me in, coach. You know,
Exactly.
that's what it's about. I mean, that's what it's about. And so when you when you got young guys like Amir, and I want you to bring Amir back along with the other young man that you were talking about there, Coach Carl, so we can sit down and have a talk with them, have a talk with them, and you know, hey, let's get a feel for this. What do you see? What do you think? What you know, and how can you make the program even better than what it is now?
Now Chris is probably going. Christian Moore probably gonna end up at Oklahoma. So he went through the Bama experience. Like he the reason why we went to Bama because they invited him there. So when we invited him, we asked him could we bring a few more players. They said you can bring 8. So we brought our 8 best players to the dang campus. And then we walked around. He met our coaches. He did his thing. Did his little workout. He talked to Quay Russo, a bunch of people. You know, they decided that they probably gonna invite him for official. They didn't tell him, but they invited him for official this season. We went to Oklahoma. He showed up. Like Brett Venom's invited him to the office, sat him down, came back and told him that September the 6th he wanted him on campus, and he probably gonna offer him September the 6th. If Oklahoma offer him for anybody else in the SEC, he gonna take the Oklahoma offer, and he ain't gonna change his mind. He got a lot of D1 offer. He just don't have that power forward D1 offer yet. And then Oklahoma be the first one to offer him. He's the type of kid that if he say I commit, that's a wrap. Don't call him no more. He ain't gonna take no phone calls, none of that. So that kid
that's
there,
kind of strategic. That's kind of strategic because once a big team get on you like that, everybody, it's like Josh Jacobs. Nobody was talking to Josh until Bama got on him.
Right.
And when Bama got on Josh, everybody came after Josh. Okay. Same with your dudes, man. On the hoof, you can look at them boys, like you said. You got some traits that we like. Okay, they get you and work you out one-on-one. They're gonna keep you a best kept secret, man. You know, and I like that's the way Coach DeBoer, his staff are taking guys now. You know, you see those guys they get now. People call them 3 stars. They don't mean anything to me. You know, if you know a guy, you know you can look at the guy on the field, man, and you know where you want. You already got a plan for him before you even offer him. You know how you want to do him. You know how you want to develop, and that's how you sell the kid on coming to Bama or wherever you at. This is going to be you 3 years from now, kid.
Yep.
Not right now, but you. Here's the track, right? I show you 3 guys. Here's you. Here's you. Here's you. Here's you.
Then you know that Coach Saban, they talk about everything, man. But did they talk about Coach Saban when Coach Saban went got a 2-star Robert Lester? And he was a 2-star after Coach Saban offered because he was 0-star.
That's right.
Only reason why Saban brought him in because I bring in Julio, I gotta bring in Lester. So Julio decided to come. Robert Lester was a package. Saban bring in Robert Lester with Julio. Robert Lester wasn't ranked. Saban offer him. He jumped to a 2-star. 2 years later, Robert Lester starting at safety in the secondary and making a huge play. Ended up getting drafted in the 3rd round, going to NFL.
Right.
And he come from nowhere.
Nowhere.
Right.
Just played football with Julio Jones and made it to NFL because Saban took a chance on him because he had to.
Right.
So it's a lot of time, man.
Can you say
I
Quentin
done seen
Williams?
this with Quentin Williams. I've seen a lot of folks, man. Like there's a lot of kids that Nick Saban took a chance on that wasn't high rated, and then they turned out to be superstars because he gave them opportunity, and they came in knowing that, man, I only got one shot. So when I get my shot, I gotta go out here and perform. And as soon as you give me my shot, I'm gonna shine. And that's what a lot of these kids are around here now. So when they talk about the 3-star safety that Bama brought in, the 3-star linebacker Bama brought in, the 3-star wide receiver they just signed, the 3-star tight end, I don't care if he was 3-star or 1-star. If Kalen
Let's say
DeBoer
Levi Wallace.
and Cortland Morgan offered that dude, that means they evaluated that dude to the T. Cause they don't offer nobody that don't fit their system. They Cortland Morgan probably the best thing that happened to college football.
Yeah, what you said.
That didn't nobody know anything
what's
about.
the guy name? I can't think of his name now.
Say that again,
What's
Coach
the guy
Carl.
he played secondary for us?
Robert Lester. Can't hear you, Coach Al.
Oh, I think Piano Man. I think Piano Man.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you remember the guy that played DB for us? The name escapes me right now, but he played DB for us. He came in as a cornerback. 3-star guy, got burnt, moved him over to safety. He became an All-American. Eddie Jackson. Perfect example, man. Saban saw that guy and put him at safety. He blew up. It's just like the guy who plays cornerback for the Cowboys now. His brother's a receiver in the NFL.
Trayvon Diggs.
Diggs was pissed off. Saban moved him from receiver to cornerback. And now he moved over to cornerback, and now he's an All-Pro. It's just you got to recognize talent and what.
And Coach Al, and Coach Al, and when you stay in that vein right there, to hear Diggs tell that testimony of how Coach Saban moved him, and he called him in his office and said, "Look, I'm going to switch you from receiver to DB." Yeah, and you were right. He was pissed all the way off.
He actually, when he did that, he actually put a name in the transfer report. He want to transfer. Well,
yeah, and then you know what else? And Coach Saban told him, he said, "Trust me on this. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to come." He said, "You might not understand it now, but down the road, you'll see it." He got on TV and said, "I got to thank Coach Saban for doing this." He said he saw something I wasn't even thinking about, all that kind of stuff. But, man, but to hear you say, Coach Carl, that the vibe is there or the vibe is the way it is, that makes me feel so much better. Not that I doubt it or anything, but to hear Amir say what he said, that put the cherry on the Sunday for me, man. But let me read something that JB said to Ephraim, and I'm going to address this right quick. But he's not Saban. You keep saying I love what Saban did. He's not Saban. He's a completely different coach, and and what they're wanting people they're not the only one. He's not the only one who's saying he wants to see some more passion comes from DeBoer on the sideline. The thing about it is on this.
I mean,
that's not his personality.
Let me address that for you, Piano Man.
Go ahead, Coach.
Caleb DeBoer in practice is intense, high pressure, aggressive. On the sidelines, when it's Saturday, he done all he have to do during the week to prepare his team. Now he laid back. He letting the coordinators do all that high intensity stuff on the field on Saturday. So when he laid back, he inside their headset. He may turn around, turn it back to the crowd, or turn it back to the camera, and then he may get in the coordinator's butt, but he ain't getting in the player's butt because he's a player-friendly coach. In practice, he gonna get you. He gonna handle his business. On that field on Saturday, he gonna sit down there, he gonna sit there and coach you on Saturday. It's like we do, any high school coach do it. We eat you up in practice. On Friday nights, We're not eating you up on the sideline on Friday night. We're gonna train you, and teach you. When you make a mistake, we're gonna bring you back in and show you what a mistake you made on camera, and then we're gonna teach you how to fix it. If you keep on making the same mistake, we're gonna replace you. It's not gonna be no on the sideline intense beating you down. When we get bad flags, that's when you see the intensity of a coach. That's why I didn't have a problem with Kalen DeBoer cheating on the sideline this season. I don't want him intense like Nick Saban, beating, slapping kids on the ass. That Nick Saban is the only one that probably can do that because he Nick Saban. You ain't smacking nobody on the sideline, man, and getting away with it in college football nowadays. These kids are probably gonna turn around and want to swing on you. And Nick Saban did it to a kid, Malik from damn Phoenix City. Malik turned around and wanted to fight him. So like, it's like in this day and age, coaching football, you're gonna have to be tough on the kid, but you gotta understand these kids. You gotta know where these kids come from. You gotta know who you can smack on the butt and who you can't. You gotta know who you can get on in public and who you can't. Because some of these kids, you get on them in public, they're gonna shut down. And it's like a car, man. You get too hot, the mug gonna shut off. So you get too hot on a kid on the sideline, and in public, they gonna shut off, man. They gonna shut down. Some of them gonna spaz out. Some of them gonna flip out. You probably have an all-out war on the sideline with certain kids at a certain time. So the best thing for you to do as a head coach is to sit back and let the coordinators or let your position coach handle that kid accordingly. You handle the coach handle the kid, and then everything falls back. That's why you the head coach. That's why you got a position coach. That's why you got your coordinators. You get on the coordinator for making that mistake. Then you get the coordinator to take care of that kid. And if the kid keep making the mistake, you tell the coordinator to snatch him. That's why we keep rotating all these players in practice, because you know what you got behind them. So, and then with this program here, they putting in so many players, they rotated so many kids last year that if one corner blow a play, you can put them out, put another in there, and you don't miss a beat. Right. And that's what Caleb DeBoer, that's why he recruiting the way he recruiting. That's why they teaching the way they teaching. That's why they're playing them in the player they playing. So if one go down, they don't miss a beat. You will not see a fall off. I'm telling you right now. Lord, swear I hold everything. I hope it don't never happen. But if Jeremy Nard or somebody go down, you ain't missing no beat in that wide receiver room. If one of them DBs go down, you not missing a beat on that defensive field. You saw it last year when Keon Sad went down. Brayson Hubbard came in there and it wouldn't even miss it. That should play better. So he's not missing a beat. Their team is stacked. Their team is deep. Their team is well trained, well prepared. It ain't like it was last year. Only thing that would hold no kid back last year, honestly, it was the play caller.
Right.
And, Kane Walmack new to the SEC. We had a new offensive coordinator. It was just defensive play caller sometimes that couldn't adjust, and it was offensive play caller that was just too vanilla. So the only thing that held them back last year was that. The program, the kids, the talent, man, Bama is still Bama. And if you don't play, if you don't play them right, they're gonna come in your house and they're gonna run through you. They're gonna go to Athens and run through them. If you don't come in there with attitude, like this team for real, they're gonna run through you like S-lax in the stomach.
And I'm gonna tell you like this, Coach Carl, and I'm gonna as I say when I'm in a discussion, I'm gonna catch a ride with you right there. One thing that a lot of people has to do right now, starting like now, and that's this here. We be thankful for what Coach Saban did. We're thankful. But when I hear you talk about how Coach DeBoer does things, it also reminds me of Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant didn't go up and down the field screaming and fangs popping and this, that, and the third. Now, because he even got on to his Sylvester Croom told a story about how Coach Bryant got on to him about how to treat a player during a game and everything. There's certain ways you do it, certain ways you don't. Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to keep and maintain order. They know they played bad right then, played the next play, let it go. Coach Saban instituted that same mentality. You don't just shut down because you played bad on a previous play. Put that play behind you and keep it moving. Well, coaches are different. And so, like you said, Coach DeBoer is more of a practice guy. If he's going to get on you in practice, I think what he expects for you to do is, after all that fussing he's done, he expects you to carry it out, understand the assignment in the game, carry it out, and we good to go. Now, just because he's not vein popping, screaming, and this, he had some glimpses of it when it affected his team in the negative. Because, like, I went back and watched the Georgia Bama game, and that last play right there before halftime, yeah, he had every reason to go off. You holding, you pushing the dude, grabbing him, and this, that, and the third, right there in front of everybody, and you don't call the play. A coach is supposed to go off for that, but but some of that stuff just not him. But if he's doing it in practice, it works for me. It works for me.
What you're talking about in the game, when you rep stuff in practice, right, and you go into a game plan with the team, then you want to be able to execute the game plan. Okay, and when you fail to execute, that's where the coach draws the line.
Yeah,
on Saturday or whenever you're playing, because you're not executing what we rep. Okay, that gets you comfortable in terms of your execution. Okay, repetition gets you comfortable and gets you over your nerves. And when you don't execute because you got external factors, you got nerves going on and stuff like that, yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit pissed with you on Saturday. We poured into you all week long. You say you got the game plan. We can only get probably 2 deep, during the week of practice with a game plan, that kind of thing. If we can't get you to sustain the level of play and execute the game, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off a little bit. If we go into halftime, we correct that, that kind of thing. But Saturday's a little bit different culture than Monday through Friday.
Well, I tell you what. Go ahead, Coach Carl.
The way they practicing now, man, they got ones versus one, and then one versus twos. Yeah. Then the twos come back and go versus the one, then the two versus the two, then the two play the three.
That's
then
right.
The threes come back and play against the ones, then the twos, then the threes. Like, they're not, these kids, every kid on the roster is playing against the first string defense, is playing against the first string offense, and then they all turn around and play the second string and the third string. Every second string quarterback is playing against the first string. The third string quarterback is playing against the first string. Like, they rotate everybody around like they first stringers. And I'm telling you, like, it ain't no letdown. You can see the third team offense go against the ones, and they moving the ball. You can see the ones stopping the ones, the ones stopping the two, ones stopping the three. It's an offense and a defense, man, that is so predicated, man. I watched the damn third string defense.
Yeah.
Go out there and get 3 picks on the first string in offense, back to back to back. And then I turn around and see that same first string offense destroy the second team, and then turn around and score on the first team. And I seen that first team defense shut down the first team offense, third string, second string, in multiple possessions. Like, the team is so stacked, it don't even matter. That's why I told y'all earlier on the other lines. It don't even matter who they roll out of that quarterback. They're gonna be able to damn move the ball up and down the field with ease. Only difference is Ty is more of a dual threat. Keelan Russell is more of a gunslinger with ability to move, and Austin Mack is a stature that can move if he had to. That's the only difference. If Ty the starter, you got a legitimate dual threat, speed out the backfield, accurate quarterback that can sling the ball all across the field, and you press him, he's gonna take off on you. If you start Keelan Russell, you can't press him because if you blitz him, his arm talent is so dramatic and so dynamic that he can be running backwards and throwing balls 40 yards down the field off platform. You can blitz Austin Mack because Austin Mack kind of shaky. He don't want to run. He gonna stand in there because he's 6'6". He think he can stand there and make that throw. So you can blitz him, and you probably can get some licks on him and make him nervous. See the pressure coming. Those are the only difference. When it comes to offensive line, I didn't see a big difference on the offensive line from the first team to second team. Honestly, when the offensive line changed, when they put Ty behind the second team offensive line, you really couldn't tell who was the best. Well, the first team, first string or second string, you couldn't tell who was the best. The only time I knew was the second string offense is because I seen Rock Montgomery at center. Other than that, you wouldn't even know it was second team offense.
Hey, let's stop right there.
I'm just being real with you.
Let's stop right there.
I'm just being honest.
You just said a name right there. Okay, Rock Montgomery. Okay, I'm really excited about him at center. Okay, because one of the things about offensive football is continuity. Guess who Rock's learning under right now? He's learning the system under Brailsford.
Yep.
Okay, and one thing about Rock, I think that Brailsford is a unique talent because his hands are so quick at center. He can get his hands on you. And then he's such a technician. I love watching that guy face a guy. You know, in the box right there, coach. He's one of the best, man. If he was legitimate, natural body weight, 295, natural body weight, people be talking about him for the Remington Award. You know, people be talking about him as a potentially high draft pick. First, second round at center. Rock, on the other hand, has a little bit different traits. He's a big body dude. We're gonna see really what he's gonna bring to the table by learning under Brailsford, you know, the system he's in now, what's expected out of the system, and what's expected from the offensive coordinator, the offensive line, the center. So I love Rock. I like his intensity, his body to the program, but I'm really excited to see him get on the field and show the continuity at the center.
One thing about Rock Montgomery, Coach Al, me seeing in my own two eyes, I think he's better than Parker.
Yeah, he's physically strong. He's physically strong.
Only thing that he lacking that Parker Brailsford has, like you said, is those quick hands. Man, that Parker don't move like Rock. Like Rock can move. He just ain't fast. When he snap the ball, he get one hand on you quick. Parker can snap the ball and get both hands on you quick. That's the only difference between them two. And then Parker pick up on different stunts.
That's right.
Faster than Rock can.
That's right.
Or if Rock learn how to see the damn stunts coming, he'd be outstanding. That's the only difference between those two. The faster he get both hands up fast because he's shorter. And he already sitting in the squat, so he can just snap the ball and he's already squatting. He don't one hand hit you, he just squat and then wait for the defensive tackle to approach him. Then he get both hands on him. But he can also snap the ball, get back, and he can see that twist coming. He can boom and get ready to engage, and he'll look and then he'll turn because he can see the twist coming back in the A gap. And he won't go in and double team here when he looking to see the twist coming. He gonna chip and then get back around and keep it by the square. That's the only thing I've seen between those two that Rock wasn't doing right now. But if Rock was picking up on those stunts and twists, Rock could be starting. Just be real with you. He better. He better than he literally.
I got a question in the chat, coaches. I know it's not great. To have a big rotation on O-line, but you think we will see a jumbo package to get some guys on our O-line to get some reps?
That's too deep into the program, so those type of things you can hope, but you can't say.
Gotcha.
So you don't want to give out too much. You don't want to give out too much, right? So you can hope that you see jumbo, but you can't say you're gonna see jumbo.
Gotcha. One thing that I'm liking too is I'm just liking what we're hearing about the attitude of our players and the depthness, because one of the things I have said, and I'm going to address something else here on a total different subject, going back to something that we were discussing. One of the things that I've also heard from some other people that are kind of close to the player through the program is that in some areas we are thin, and it needs to kind of stick in there. And because we're just hoping, because I said on a short the other day that I hope that the injury bug is kind to us this year, because I want to see continuity along that O-line this year more than I did last year. But I also know injuries played a big part in some of that where we couldn't quite get on the same plane. So, Coach Carl, Coach Al, injuries. What are we looking like? Where, because I know in the spring it looked like a scene from MASH out there, folks on crutches and wheelchairs and everything. But are we coming up to speed?
Tight end.
Okay.
Tight end. We lost 2 guys to the draft last year. They both had unique skill sets. Robbie Hughes, getting a lot of buzz out of him from Seattle that he may push for the starting position at fullback. Because the offensive coordinator likes to use a fullback at Seattle now. Okay, and Dupre, CJ, in his own right, he was a hand in the tight end. So he could actually hold the edge for you. Oots was more like a move guy, like a split zone kind of guy. He can do a lot of that movement kind of blocking for you, which essentially is a lead blocker. But he was special. We don't have anybody in the room that looks like that this year. And we had one guy that was there last year. Who got a lot of snaps. He's more of a receiver type, but he's the experience in the room, man. We had talent at tight end, but not a lot of experience. So injuries right there could really hurt this offense because in the Boers offense, the tight end is a weapon in the passing game. When they run a full package, that does concern me as an area of depth because of lack of experience. Yeah.
Me, I mean, like, I'm not too worried about the tight end room either because when we was up there, it was about 6. They still had about 6 tight ends on the roster. They had 2 walk-on tight ends, and
it's SEC.
I think like with Quavis the more possessive with the receiving tight end, and they still had like 4 or 5 legitimate blocking tight end, man, that can really hold the edge on their own. And I don't know exactly which one, but I did see a kid that was blocking and sneaking out the backfield. I mean, sneaking off the line, going down the seam. Matter of fact, I think it was Derek Meadows. They had Derek Meadows playing tight end. He was set up number 30.
We had the guy that he was out this spring, Danny Lewis. Yeah, Danny Lewis, but he might take.
They had Derek. They had the 5-star wide receiver Derek Meadows, the 6'5" wide receiver. They had him playing that. They had him playing that tight end. He was sitting the edge blocking. He was holding his own blocking. Then he would block, and then he would hit the seam. And he would catch the ball down the seam. But being him a tight end, you couldn't run with him. They had him playing. They basically brought Derek Meadows in with that big, strong, powerful body he was, and they turned him into like a O.J. Howard type. And when we was up there, he was playing wide receiver. He was playing on the edge. He was playing tight end. He was playing in the slot. He was playing at the X. Most of them, when we did see him on the field, he was at tight end. Like him and Quay was running tight end. That's just how I think about the number of 30. And man, he was a matchup mismatch. He can block Odom, real good on the edge.
And don't you think Odom? That's what they had him pegged as that mismatch. And Odom had in his mind, I want to be a receiver. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what, man. If you look at the NFL now, and you look at the mismatch of the wide position. You guys ever heard of a guy named Evan Ingram?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he was a mismatch nightmare. He was an undersized tight end, but Evan ran a 4.4, in his pro day at Ole Miss, man. And he went to he's still in the league right now to this day. Okay, because guys all over so I'm glad to hear that. You may have let the cat out the bag, Coach. Didn't want that.
But you know what though, Coach Carl? I had already heard that, bro, about Derek Meadows, because when Meadows signed, when Meadows committed and did all what he was gonna do, that's why LSU cried a river, man, because they were expecting him to come to LSU, and when LSU lost him and came to Bama, that's why the bottom fell out, because they knew what they were getting, what Bama was going to get in Meadows. because Meadows is just that versatile. He's versatile. He's like what you said. He creates that mismatch. But I got a question though, Coach Carl. I got a question, and we got into I ain't gonna say a heated discussion, but it was an intense discussion. Me and the governor, the whole crew and the governor. Is it KB's? Is this Kalen DeBoer's offense, or is this Grubb's offense?
It's Kalen DeBoer's offense, but Grubb's pulling the trigger. So put it like this, right? I'm the head of the gang, and you my street soldier. So I'm bringing in all the guns, and I'm putting them in y'all hand for y'all to shoot. So it's his offense. He on the field. He's on the field. He the OC on the field. Ryan Grower, the OC in the booth. All the calls come down through Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer get the calls in the Nick Sharon calling the plays in. When it come down to different runs, like sometimes he give it to Sharon, I seen him. Sometimes he was giving it to Ship. He had both of them standing beside him. He'll give a play to Sharon. He'll give a play to Ship. Then you can throw a send the folk. Then you throw a send them call the plays in. You see Ship give a play out to one of the little grad assistants. You see Sheridan give a play out to grad assistant. Then they signaling the calls in. They giving 3 plays at a time. Like they getting tired this read, then they get tired another read, and then they get tired third read. So once they get on the field, they calling 3 plays, and you don't know which play is what, but they calling 3 plays, or Ty got 3 options to call a play when they call it. So what Grubb's doing, he's seeing the field, he calling the play. Then I guess he's saying, okay, we're gonna call this play. Get it to Sharon, this the main play. We're gonna get this to Dane, such and such. And he gonna call it play in. So if we get this look, we're running this play. We get this look, we're running this play.
Gotcha. Well,
so it's all on the board. The board, I'm sitting there, he got the radio in the hand, I was standing right there beside him, and you can hear Ryan Grower call, no, we ain't running that. Give me another one. And then he'll call another play. All right, what's the next check? Then he give him another play. Then he turn around and give it to the 2 coordinators. Like that. So it's his offense. It's just Ryan Grover pulling the trigger. And sometimes Ryan Grover call a play and Kalen DeBoer try to veto it, and Ryan Grover like, no, trust me, this one gonna work. And he was like, okay, then turn around like, boom. Straight down the middle, Lazio Brooks, stricken. Out of here.
You know what I just heard? What I just heard? What I just heard was continuity. Okay, yeah. and that what was missing last year, with not being with DeBoer and Sheridan having to come in and be the guy to orchestrate that. Because now I've heard DeBoer say about when Grubb come in is that they just know each other. And when I took a lot away from that. I coached with a guy for 10, 12 years. We just know each other. We can communicate on a level that everybody just can't. Okay, because we've been through the wars. We've developed this system. It sounds very sophisticated, right? And if it operates as smoothly as we think it's going to operate this year, the mentality for the team is going to be different offensively because Grubb's a totally different personality than Nick Sharon. Players going to feel him a whole different kind of way because his tolerance or lack of tolerance, but lack of execution. Okay, you're going to feel him more than you're going to feel Nick Sheridan. I'm just telling you that right now. That's what I just heard from you. Yeah.
If y'all ever been to Tuscaloosa, right? Bama got 3 football fields.
That's right.
Got 3 football fields, and then they got the 2 little side fields, the 2 hash mark fields. Right. That same size is just from the hash, right? From one hash to the other hash. They only got the middle of the field closed, so they only playing from the hash. If you watch them operate from the hash mark, where you don't have nothing but 2 hashes, just the hash mark with the sideline, where you turn the hash into a sideline. Sideline, the hash mark, 2 little sidelines. You watch them operate with a 20-yard field, and you can watch them people score up and go up and down that little 20-yard field. It's a 50-yard sprint, 20-yard wide. And you see that offense go up and down that field, moving that ball, man, consistently, no pass dropping. They can run that thing up and down there with just that little gap. Imagine what they do when they go into the whole field. When they work their whole field, it's a thing of beauty. it looks so smooth on the little half feet, on that little small little pad that they practice on. But when they went to that big field, man, you looking like, oh my God. You can see the difference between Ryan Grove and Nick Sheridan.
No
I'm
doubt.
telling you.
Yep. Because
The
Grub
way
know
they
what
use that
Grub
field,
wants.
yeah, the way they
He
use
knows
that
what he
field,
wants.
man, is like, woo.
Yep.
It's like when
Yeah, like
you
I said.
seen Josh Hyper with Hayden Hooker and that
Yeah.
team when they rolled into T-Town and spread the field wide as you could, and they just passed the ball 11 down the field. We still beat them when we went to Tennessee, and we couldn't stop them because they used the field, the whole field, and spread them out so wide. They spread the field so wide that you gotta play man to man. Like that's the problem. With offense like this, you spread the field so wide that if you play zone, you're giving up too much space. They're gonna kill you. That you gotta play man to man, and you don't have enough speed to cover all those receivers. And then if you do, they still got 5 running backs in the backfield that coming downhill at you so fast that you really can't do nothing with it because now the wide receivers are not running past blocks. They actually getting their hands on blocks and they trying to hold the block. So the run game is like they busting huge run plays because they were getting their hands on them and actually blocking wide receivers. It wasn't knowing that Ryan Williams running past him and then trying to throw the shoulder like they did last year that cost us a first down in the game that people killed him about. No, Ryan coming in there setting square, grabbing and damn lifting up corners. Like he's squatting and like bench pressing corners, man, getting his hands on. And then you seen Daniel Hill come right behind him down the sideline, getting it. It's a thing of beauty, man. If they play like they practice, nobody coming within 15 points of being Bama. Period.
You hear that, like Warsaw's underscore bounty. Did you hear that? I think that's that dude from Michigan. I think. I'm glad to see you, Warsaw. 45 in the chat, man. Shout out to you. I ain't had a chance to talk to you because man, I got my brothers with us, and man, we get to talking football. We get lost in this thing and all that kind of stuff. And but shout out to all 45 in the chat. But Warsaw's underscore bounty says the untouchable Wolverines. Okay. All right. Okay. This is a brand new year. And I want to see y'all. Only thing I want to see y'all do is beat Ohio State again. That's the only thing.
Again.
I want to see y'all do that one more time because that brings joy to my soul. And you know, good morning, everybody.
That's the only thing they can do right. That's all they can do right is beat us and beat Ohio State. They can't do it.
I don't think you're gonna beat. If you play us this year, Warsaw, I think you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Trust me on that. But you know, you'll get your feelings hurt. But anyway, I'll be up. Run game will return big this season. Okay, and everything. All right. I've had fun this morning, y'all.
Yeah, it's been a blast, man. Hey, Peter, man, I got to bounce, man.
Yep, me too.
Thanks for letting me come on this morning. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Coach Al, you know you're always welcome. I got to bounce too because I ain't had nothing to eat. I got up and went, took my shower and all that kind of stuff and took my vitamins and took them on an empty stomach. And so now my stomach is, I'm like, my stomach about like R. Kelly. My stomach telling me yes.
Dang.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've been sitting out here trying to wait to go in the store. I didn't want to jump off while I was in the middle of a good conversation, but
hey man, I enjoyed it, bro. Enjoyed it. I need to get up from here because I got to go get some ink for my printer. Because listen, I totally did this show without a script. Because I normally have a script that I go by. I totally did this show without one. So I thank y'all, man. I thank y'all. But before I go though, Sharpshooter, I see B Sharp. Man, that's our brother there now. I don't know what he got on deck for tonight, but I know one thing, it's gonna be lit tonight, man. I saw KB in here. LaToya, did you see did you see the prototype there? Did you see what the White did? Did you see that? I told you if the White was up in here. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. The White designed this T-shirt, the Great Wall of Hell. No,
oh man, that was killer.
I told him, I said, man, that's strictly professional right there, man.
Yeah,
That's strictly professional. But Roll Tide, hey, Dr. Crisco, what's up?
Dwight the GOAT, man. Dwight the GOAT.
I told everybody he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Dwight, if you still around, bro, because I know you're driving, I'm not sure. But if you can, would you please show that graphic one more time? This is for Latoya. She did not see it. And I wanted her to see this up close and personal, if you can.
Tell Dwight to put it on a T-shirt.
It's still at the bottom. Dwight.
Tell Dwight to put it on a T-shirt and sell them, man.
I keep trying to tell that dude that. Now, what kind of is at the bottom?
Tell him he got to trademark it.
You got to trademark that, man. Let me see. Is that the bottom? At the bottom of what?
Yeah, because see, he got a trademark because if he don't trademark it, everybody gonna use it. Then he ain't gonna get no nothing out of his.
Bro, you got the trademark. I'm telling you, that
copyrighted or something.
Is it still at the? I don't see it, Dwight. I don't see it. I need you to put that back up there, man.
I'm looking at it on my radio. I see it. I see Latham, Keeley, James, Overty.
Let me see.
Keenan,
I don't see it at all.
I see it say the Great Wall of Hell now got smoke behind them. 6 players standing up there got smoke. 7. Somebody else at the top.
Yeah, I can't find it on mine. Let me see. Hold up. I don't see it.
Kobe Collins. I see it. Kobe Collins at the top.
Where the cameras are. Where the cameras are.
Let me get my phone. I could probably take a.
I'm trying to. Oh boy. Well, anyway, whose car go? Hold up. There we go.
I'll send it to you.
Hey, Double A. There she is. But I'm still trying to find what Dwight was talking about. But I wanted Latoya to see that, man, all up close and personal. I didn't know she had left the scene.
Well, fellas, I gotta bounce. Y'all have a great day.
Okay, you too, bro. And I appreciate you coming. And tonight, this is what B Sharp is saying. We're gonna be discussing Sadarian Morgan and whatever the people want to talk about. And I'm coming to find out when you just throw some stuff out there and let the people start talking, it makes for a great show. Because like I said, I did this whole show without a script. I just wanted to just do my little rant on people not wanting to come to Bama and play no more. 2 days in a row, Coach Al, we got some guys signing. I mean, you know, there you go, Latoya.
There it is.
There it is. Are you looking now, Latoya? Can you see that? I'm just waiting on Latoya to do to say yay or nay. Earth to Latoya, Earth to Latoya. Central Station to Yeah, come on, Latoya. What sayeth thou? I appreciate it, Ephraim. Warsaw's underscore bounty. Keep dreaming. It's early, man. It's just July 1st, okay? So it's all good in the hood. It's all good. It's all good. Latoya, have you seen the chat? I know this chat is moving. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told you. Dwight, I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you she would go love that. I told you she would go. Oh, see there. See there. See there. See there.
See y'all later.
All right, Coach Al, I'm finna get up out of here too.
All right.
Man, thankful for everybody that came today. Piano Man got to get up out of here because my stomach make me feel like my throat been cut. Telling you now, I feel like my stomach is on the front row at somebody's funeral. That funeral hit different when you on the front row. But thankful to Coach Al, Coach Carl for coming in today. Thankful for Amir and all of his everything that he said concerning the Alabama Crimson Tide. We're going to bring Amir back real soon. I hear you, Stephen. You know, okay, everybody. That shirt that the White just saw, that design that you saw, it is on his Twitter page, and I you know, all I can say is it's up to Dwight how he wants to do it, but I know this much: soon as he trademarks it, somebody better get with the getting, because I'm gonna tell you that T-shirt there, that design there, that's something serious. Now, you know, you got some lookers and lurkers. Oh, I didn't address my lookers and lurkers out there this morning. Good morning, lookers, lurkers, saints, ain'ts, and friends. We're just glad that you stopped by. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you don't mind, because trust me, if I see yours, I'm gonna subscribe to you just because it's right to do so. But thankful for all 40 of y'all, 40-something odd of y'all in the chat today. Thankful for the 401k crew. Thankful for everybody that came by. And listen, okay, all right, per Christian Miller. Okay, you can't trademark it. Okay, well, just hey, we need that. We still need that shirt though. Trademark or no, we need the shirt. But just remember, shout out to everybody. Content creators, podcasters, just remember our voices are being heard, our faces are being recognized, our content is being embraced. Man, keep doing what you do, all that kind of stuff. Keep moving, keep grinding. Don't let nobody stop you. And always remember this, content creators and podcasters. Listen, this kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook in, and everybody can get something to eat. So there's no sense in being jealous. And if somebody you don't like what somebody's cooking, go to another kitchen. That's what you do. Or go to another chef. It's just that simple. Warsaw's underscore bounty. Man, glad to have you, man. And even though you Michigan, hey, it's all good over here. We include everybody. And we just love college football just like that. And always remember this. In the words of my pastor, Bishop Kenneth Preston, stay focused, drive, and go forward in Jesus' name. Just keep doing that, and it's going to be okay. And until tonight, hey, now let's not forget, we're gonna go hang out with B Sharp tonight. That's what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna be a little late getting there because I do have we have our Bible study and everything at our church. But as soon as Bible study is over, Sharpshooter, B Sharp, Big Brother's coming. Man, you done been there for me. I've learned from you, Coach Al, Coach Carl, Coach Sean. Wait a minute, I got to do this. I hadn't done this. I got a couple of minutes I can do this, but here we go. I got to give a shout out that these are the folks who I just absolutely these my guys here. Way offsides, man. Shout out to you. Kyle Henderson, shout out to you. Hey, all the crew at Tide 100.9, especially Ryan Fowler, that's my brother. Hey, I hit him up. Y'all saw me when I did that. Hall of Fame Jason, man, I hadn't seen you in a while, but Hope all is well with you, even though you're Oklahoma. Like I tell you and Tez, the Lord forgives sin, and it's gonna be okay. Stephen M. Smith, Spody Shorty, Jake Merrill, Chance 716, Jonathan Lewis, my friend and brother. I still got to get with you, man. Tez, even though you Auburn, once again, like I tell Hall of Fame Jason, the Lord forgives sin. He does. Of course, KB, the legend, the man, the legend himself, B Sharp, Ty Hayes, Coach Al, Coach Carl, Coach Sean, Marvin Constant, Justin, Clint Lamb, and countless others that Piano Man follows. And like Ephraim said, I surround myself with good mentors and everything. Those are the people that I shout out. Now, some I don't, because I just don't. And then some folks just don't want you to speak. Well, I just don't. So I can't shout you out if you don't want me to holler at you. So, I just don't. So, but shout out to all podcasters and content creators everywhere. Keep doing your thing. Don't be jealous. Hey, let's learn to celebrate one another. And I want to tell you this now. The Piano Man tell you this. I may not see you today or tomorrow. I'm going to see you in the long run. Trust me on that. And until tonight, and keep listening out for your notifications. Bam Dam Sports, roll tide to you. That's right, Bam Dam. Thank you. Listen, if there are other venues that you frequent and everything, let Piano Man know so I can go and subscribe. Man, we're helpers of one another in this thing. We're helpers one another in this thing. B Sharp has helped me out. Oh, I'm sorry, B Sharp. Hold it. Stop the press. Put the brakes on before I get out of here. If you have not subscribed to Sharp Shooter Sport Talk, I need you in the most expeditious way to go and subscribe to Sharp Shooter Sports Talk. Like now. Okay? I need you to do it now. I want my brother to have 1,000 subscribers by his birthday in July the 17th. That's what I want. I'm asking this. Go, if you have not subscribed to Sharp Shooters Sports Talk, I need you to go and subscribe. Not only them, but everyone that I just named, including Piano Man. DSGB84, I saw you on here earlier, bro. 60 days, and we all gonna roll. We're gonna be rolling. The dogs gonna be barking, and Ohio State gonna open up that can on Texas and all that good stuff. And so let's do that again. Let's do that, okay? Let's subscribe to these channels. But for Sharp Shooter, for B Sharp, by July the 17th, I expect my brother to have 1,000 subscribers. Would you please help Piano Man get that goal accomplished for him, for my brother, B Sharp? And not only him, for LaQuasia. I want her, LaQuasia Gordon. She has a real estate channel, but she's a big Tide supporter. She supports all of us, even here at the Long Run. I want her to have 1,000 subscribers. Now, I don't know when her birthday is. She ain't shared that with me yet, but 1,000 subscribers for her. I want Zach Pitcher Gaming. I want his numbers up. DSGB84, I want his numbers up. All my brothers and sisters that I just named, I want their numbers up. And don't forget about Piano Man. I'm thankful for 228. I think that's where we are. And I'm so thankful. But if you have not subscribed, let's get it, okay? Quick question. I saw where JB had a question before I get out of here. I'm going to do my best to answer. Here it is right here. I can pull it up. A quick question. Do I have to check my notification on the computer as well as my phone? Because I don't get the notification and I have it set up on my phone. I think so, because I do send the link out. But what I will do, and this is for everybody to answer JB's question, I will go back and check and make sure that it's good on my end too. So everybody will be in the know. But I do want everybody to have your notifications on. But Piano Man, for me now, I'm going to go back and make sure that that we're good over here, because I want everybody to get the notifications. All right. Great show, everybody. And like I said, may not see you today, tomorrow, but I will see you in the long run. And so until tonight, I need everybody, God bless you. Have a great day. Forget them trees, forget them hedges. And listen, and when you get to the next party, forget about your troubles and the 9 to 5 and just sail on. I just had to throw that in there. I'm a lakeside man. But anyway, everybody have a great day. See you tonight. Be sharp, be there, be square, get right or get left. But we going to have a time and we going to do the doggone thing. So until the morning, with the morning run from Piano Man, have a great day. Like I said, God bless. Get them trees, forget them hedges, and forget everything that don't like you. All right? God bless you. I'll see you in the morning. Roll Tide.